guys, we are back with Evanescence Hair Salon presents The Sweet Tea. I'm your host, Darnita, and we got my co-host,
Netta, how y'all doing
Big Netta in the
today?
building. No, I'm just
Okay.
playing. We like to have fun. So, how was your weekend?
I had a good weekend. What about you?
Me too. I was at a Sweet 16. Yeah.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, Mickey. No.
shout out to Mickey. Happy birthday.
All right, so this is episode 3. We are going to talk about phone etiquette. So, it's kind of broad. So just to piggyback off of the episode 1 with salon suites versus uh, traditional salons versus salon suites, that's a thing also. Traditional salons have receptionists.
Yes.
We're in a suite, you really don't have a receptionist. So that's a big thing where over time, people are used to calling a salon and being able to speak to you and or speak to the receptionist and get their needs taken care of.
Technology has changed also, so people don't even use landlines where we had the shop phone.
Right.
And now everything is cell phone. So that's one big thing too, because it's like we would have to have 2 cell phones in order, or I don't know how that would work with
so
even
then
an
even
assistant.
So me working in various traditional salons in the past, one of them, okay, so the one I was trained in, there was always a receptionist. And then some of the ones I booth rented in, there was and then there wasn't. So like my very first renting experience, there was a receptionist in the beginning and then she was gone. So I was like, what happened to the receptionist? And they was like, oh, she really, she lived out of state.
Okay.
So she was just visiting for a little while and then she left. And then there was no intention of bringing in another receptionist because I know that that's a cost. So I was just like, okay. So that kind of became a problem over time because then, the owner was kind of expecting everybody to share the responsibility of answering the shop phone.
Yes. So I think that when it is a shared responsibility to answer the shop phone, I think that it works out better as opposed to one person that has to keep stopping to answer the phone all the time. But then I don't know, what do you think about like if it's only one person that gets most of the phone calls, then it's kind of like they end up with a receptionist because everybody else will be answering the phone. So
I can't remember if when I first started working there, I don't remember if like on my business cards, I don't remember if I put the shop's phone number. I feel like I don't remember. I don't remember. But that was a thing too. So I remember when I left there and went to other places, I never put the salon's phone number on my business cards. I put my cell phone.
Oh, okay.
Because then I'm like, I don't want to. Because then there was a lot of conflict with that. Everybody's busy and the phone's ringing and we all looking like you go
right.
pick that up. I'm busy. And then I remember there just being a little issue. So like there was like a little huff and puff, and the owner answered the phone, and it was for somebody else, and she walked over and slammed it on her station. It was like, it's for you. So that was like, and and everybody looked like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it was a little
iffy with that. I wonder.
A little rigid.
I never mind answer the phone, but that was also when I was at a place where I wasn't so busy. So now I know, if I was just sitting there, I never mind answering the phone. But that's definitely something for discussion.
Like I said, back then I would be having an attitude in my mind because I was a little younger in the game. And, I'm like, this your shop. Why I got to answer your phone? Why don't you have a receptionist? Right. That was my attitude. And I'm like, I feel like if I had a traditional salon right now, there's most definitely going to be a receptionist.
That's how I feel.
I don't care if it's your grandmama.
That's exactly
your auntie,
how I feel.
You're retired, somebody, your child. Somebody's going to be in there answering the phone because we're washing hair.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with that.
So then, yeah. So phones has just been a big issue. I was on Facebook yesterday, and I'm in these private groups on Facebook, and people go on there to vent, ask questions, ask for advice, and a stylist or maybe she was the owner. She put in there like she wanted to know how should she go about letting clients know to not be on their phones, like with the speakerphone on. And there's
Yes.
other people in the salon trying to, you relaxing. And she said she has her music on in the salon, a nice little ambiance going, and then somebody's putting on like they're watching reels on Instagram and it's
Yes, that's a
loud.
big thing.
Like that's disrespectful.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that people should have more respect with that. It doing stuff that other people can hear inside the salon, it just becomes a bit much and it ruins the ambiance of what you're trying to
Right.
set up and create for them. I don't like it. But maybe we should start putting something on the doors that say headphones or
Right. That's what somebody
something.
recommended. Like put up a sign and say it, but then it's like I always feel like with things like that, I feel like people's phones is just like even some people say, "Oh, no phone use at all," but I'm like, I feel a type of way telling a grown woman you can't be
Yeah.
on your phone like they're a child. So
And some
it's a
people,
little
they work
hard.
from home and stuff now, and they realistically they do come to the salon and do things there. So
Right.
sometimes they are working, they are busy. So for us to just cut it off like that, I don't know. I think that the sign is good because common sense is not so common. So the things that we think that is etiquette, people don't even know unless you actually tell them. So even with the sign on the door, people might walk right past the sign and still do
Right.
the same thing.
So with me, I'm in the suite. I
Mm-hmm.
mainly take one at a time now. There are no other clients too much together. Every now and then I'll have two. But if they want to have their phone loud, I don't care. It's me. I'm sitting over there chilling while they under the dryer. That's another thing. Y'all be under the dryer like this. Your hair not getting dry. You don't like being under the dryer, but now you're gonna be under there longer because you down here like this.
We're gonna walk right over
It's
and
not
add
dry.
45 minutes to the clock.
And I be pushing it
Putting all the
down.
way from
Now it's sitting on the back of your neck. Did they talk about my neck hot? Put your head up. Put your head up. So
Oh, that's
yeah.
a good point. So even when we are doing services, such as washing somebody at the sink, when you holding your phone, it kind of makes it hard for us to do
Yeah, I be
certain
like trying to
things.
so they're laying back and then it's hitting my arm
Right.
while I'm
Or what about the clients that slide down a little bit so that way they can still use their phone instead of putting their head all the way back?
and now your back getting wet. So yeah, so like the dryer thing, and I get people want to pass the time under the dryer. I'm not mad at you, but it's like hold it up. Put your
Yes.
arm. I actually thought of something, but then I'm like, why we gotta create an invention for them
I
to
thought
be on
about
their
something
phone?
too.
Because something that is
Like a high chair
higher up,
almost. I was
right?
thinking like a high chair, something that
That way
people
they
could
can
still
keep it up,
type, do that. Yes.
or look, some kind of bar that comes up. Oh, actually, that little thing I got,
Yes.
that little gooseneck thing, you can put
It
it
will
right there, and
work.
then it'll be sitting there, and you can just. What? Yeah, that's a lot. But the one that gets me even more, stylists who stay on their phone while they're servicing a client. If you don't put that phone down, talking over top of somebody's head, talking about, yeah, girl, my baby daddy, he came and brought some money for the kids. Put the phone down. The client don't want to hear that. That's that's rude to me.
That is a skill to be able to do anyway because you got to be leaned over and everything. I don't like being on, I don't even like
But
using
even
my
if
phone.
I don't use my phone,
Yeah,
my
I don't like
phone.
using it.
Okay, so I had got to a point. So when I was home and I was off, my phone would be on. And no matter what day or if I was around, the phone could be upstairs and I'm downstairs and I would hear my phone ring. I'm like, oh my God, I got to answer the phone. I always felt obligated, like because my phone is ringing, I got to run and go see who it is that answering. I don't do that no more. That phone be ringing and I'm like, I'll call them back later.
Yep, that's how I am.
So I'm like, I'm not doing that no more.
And
But
I think the clients pay for a service to, some people pay, they really pay us for our time and services. So I think that it's important that when we're here to be here.
yeah, give them your full
Yes.
attention. Because I'm the type, if I'm engaged in something, I might do something wrong for
Yes.
your head. So I can remember working in a salon years ago, and somebody was next to me doing her client. She had earbuds in. while she was cutting her client's hair. And the client was trying to get her attention and she didn't hear her. She's just going on and the client is talking to her and the client got upset. And she was kind of like, I hate when people do that. And I'm sitting there like, hello, she's trying to talk to you. And then
Right.
she kind of got a little huffy, like, what you say?
Nuh-uh.
So I was cringing. I felt embarrassed for her. Like, are you serious? She trying
Yeah.
to, like, you might be cutting too much hair. She trying to tell you, and you got
Yes.
earphones in. She wasn't on the phone, I don't believe. She was listening to something, but I'm like, keep one ear out, or why you got them in your ears?
Absolutely.
Doing somebody's hair.
Absolutely. And I'm not saying you don't have to answer, but I'm saying long-term conversations, an hour, 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Even I feel like that's too much while you're working on a client.
Like I have certain clients that will come in and they'll leave their phone in their pocketbook and it'll ring, and then sometimes I'm like, do you need to get that? They're like, no, I'll call them back when I'm done.
Yes.
I'm getting my hair done. Like there are people that are like that. They're like, oh, when I'm getting my hair done, it's all about me getting my hair done. I'll deal with that later. And then some people are like, oh, let me get that. Let me get that. Then you're applying chemical relaxer color, and they gonna hold it up here, and I'm going, you got
Right.
you got perm on your phone.
Right.
I'm like, and like, yeah. Or I've had somebody with their earbuds on at the sink, and I'm rinsing. I'm like, you gotta take those out your ear.
Yeah.
So now it's on speakerphone. I know somebody might not want me to hear their conversation, but just tell them you at the hair salon and you'll
Yes.
call them back.
It's okay to disconnect from the phone
Some
sometimes. If
people
we hear when
won't
we hear, we should be
disconnect.
here.
And I just be like, it's not that deep. So I don't answer my phone at all. It don't matter. Like I have my watch on. So if it rings, I can either see who's calling or texting.
Oh, that's good.
So like if the kid's school calls, then I'll say, excuse me, that's my kid's school. That's the only way I will whatever. But then some people call. Like family members, I'm like, I'm doing hair.
Right.
Text, if you text, I can actually see the text. So if it was actually an emergency, put it in the text. Because now if you text and I say, oh, such and such and such happened, then I could be like, excuse me. But if you keep ringing, I'm just declining.
Yeah, I prefer a text throughout the day. I definitely
Right.
prefer that.
But yeah.
Because then it just gets crazy.
No, but I had a client years ago when I was doing hair in my house, and she got under the dryer and she put her phone on with music, and I had the TV on to the point where my other client that I was working on in the chair, and she's like, is she serious right now? Like, why she got that blasting like that? And I'm just like, girl, I don't know.
Common sense ain't so common.
Right. And I'm like, then one person was on the phone under the dryer cussing. Why you gotta be cussing in somebody's
Salon
establishment?
etiquette, absolutely.
Disrespectful.
What about the clients that look for us more to they find friendship in us or some type of friendship in us? So now when they call, it's not just about an appointment or about switching something or a change. It is they calling, but they want to keep you on the phone long periods of time. So I do have clients like that because I'm like, oh God, this is her calling. She's gonna try to keep me on the phone. I don't have that type of time inside the salon. So that would be a reason to shoot a text or something like that. But
look, I'm gonna tell her right now. My sister, the main one, she be blowing my phone up like there's a fire. Sister,
you know who you are.
You know who you are, sister. She be blowing me up. And she'll be like, oh, no, I was at the store and they had these things. It was 99 cents. Do you need some? Girl, just buy it and give it to me later. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, and I always tell her to text me and she still calls. She FaceTimes. You're not supposed to FaceTime people without an appointment.
Absolutely. For real. It's a consultation.
Like, yeah. I'm never going to answer the phone when I'm doing stuff. And when I'm sitting there and the client's under the dryer, I never get phone calls when I'm sitting there. I was like, this is the perfect
always
time
when
if
you
somebody
busy.
rings.
Yep.
As soon as I get into some 4C hair and I'm scrubbing and there's suds everywhere, then the phone want to ring. My hands are sudsy. I'm not cleaning off my hands and stopping.
Absolutely.
And taking my attention away from this head to come answer the phone for you to make an appointment, and I got a booking site.
Absolutely. And it throws the time off too.
Right.
Yeah.
Then, so now, speaking of phone etiquette, girl, I got a phone call. This was months ago, probably maybe late last year. I still to this day don't know who it was. This is exactly what the phone call sounded like. Hello, I would like to get my hair done. Deidre. And I would like a call back. Click. I was like, first of all, was her name Deidre or was she calling me Deidre?
That's
I
hilarious.
was very confused. Left no phone number or nothing.
That's hilarious.
What kind of who raised
She didn't
you
want
how
no
to
call
talk
back.
on the phone? I was confused because I was just like, I was confused. I said, I'm not calling this person back because who is that? Who are you? What's your phone number?
Right.
I know the phone number is
That's
in the thing,
but
no,
still,
that,
no.
No. Just the way you was talking. The proper way to call a business, if you choose to ignore the rules of the booking site. Hello, my name is Susan. I would like to get my hair done. I was referred by such and such, or I found you on Google, blah, blah, blah. My phone number is blah, 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 blah. Thank you. Have a great day. Like,
that's
what
perfect.
happened to that?
That leaves all the details so that you can do a follow-up message.
So now I'm definitely going to respond back to you. Like, people call and call and call and hang up and hang up and hang up. So that's the other thing. If your number is not in my saved contacts, I'm not picking up the phone because I do also get an overabundance of spam calls.
Right.
So I'm not picking up the phone. Whenever they don't leave a message, I'm assuming it was spam and they're not going to leave a message. So if you're a potential client calling, leave a message so I can send you a text with the link to the booking site. That's normally what I do. And then that's the thing. I feel like on all of my socials, everywhere, I have that first-time clients need to schedule a consultation. And somehow people just bypass that and still call. And I'm just like, so if people leave a voice message now, I actually send a text. Hey, so-and-so, thank you for reaching out. I do require first-time clients to book a virtual consultation. Mm-hmm. Here's the link to the booking site. Have a wonderful day. And I put a little smiley face emoji, just, So then usually, I feel like it'd be weeding out. Like, sometimes you don't hear from that person. Then sometimes you do. So then I know who's serious.
Right. Process of elimination.
Right.
And everybody can't make it into evanescence.
But yeah, people cursing while they on their phones. I'll never forget. This is when I worked in the salon with you back in the day. One of the clients was under the dryer, and my client was under the dryer. That girl was on her phone talking about getting all her singles ready for the strip club. She like, yeah, girl, I got my singles ready. And my client texts me, and I'm sitting right there. And you know how when people get loud and say stuff, and you kind of turn and look, and she saw us look at her, and she was like, and what? That was what her facial expression said, and what? But my client is texting me from under the dryer, like, why this chick next to me all loud talking about the strip club and her singles? And I'm just like, bruh.
Yeah, you gotta have etiquette when you come into professional places.
Well, yeah, but we have voicemail for a reason.
Absolutely.
Use it. Don't just call and hang up. And yeah. I don't know how many minutes it's been, but we might as well just go on into the next one.
Okay.
But it's like boundaries. We got to have boundaries. So if we're closed, we have our hours posted somewhere. You can call me on a Sunday, but I'm not responding. Like, you have to. I also read that online. There are people who, like you said, like I said before, they will like break their neck to try to answer when people call or text or message. And I'm like, you have to set boundaries for yourself. You have to, when you're home with your family, you home with your family. You do not have to answer work when you're home.
The power of disconnection, because it's like if we was to answer the phone and keep working, and I did this before for years, and it gets very overwhelming and you get burnt out because there's no home and work.
Right.
Yeah, it's no nothing.
Even when I had the salon in my house, I actually used the landline. The landline was my shop phone. So when I wasn't working, even though I was in the house, and I could hear the landline ringing. I didn't answer it.
Yeah.
There was a voicemail on it, and I
Yes.
said, Tuesday morning when I start work, I will respond to the phone call or the voice message.
Well, that's the difference I feel like too with using cell phones all the time versus landlines, because now the assumption is we always have it on us. So they do think that they can call and we're supposed to answer at any given time. So people tell me all the time, you never answer the phone, but you know where to find me and you know how to
Right.
book me also. So that's just something that I have, that we all have, that really helps to, so people are against online booking, but not for nothing, it does help to distinguish home and work related stuff.
Well, not me. I messed around. I was like, I don't need this. I got two phones. We had to throw some Everybody Hates Chris up in there. I got two phones. So on the weekends, and I have it set for the weekend hours when I'm not working, that work phone is on Do Not Disturb. And then it's home. So if I go out on the weekends, I don't bring that phone with me. Both phones are with me when I during the week when I'm working. But when I go home
That's
and over the
good.
weekend, that little phone is in the drawer.
That's
I
good.
don't see it. I don't hear it.
That's good.
Every now and then I might want to pick it up just to see if anybody did like book something. So like I'm off on Mondays. So Mondays, I'm doing stuff. I got my little
Right,
to-do
we doing
list.
stuff on
We
Mondays.
doing stuff.
Okay.
We be filming podcasts on Mondays and everything. But yeah, I'm food shopping, I'm doing laundry, whatever. Like I don't have time to.
Yes.
There's times where if I wasn't doing nothing and if I'm in the mood to interact, then I will, and that's okay. But if I'm not, I'm not. So then you'll see people, niggas like, oh, I was trying to call you, and I'm like, I'm closed on Mondays.
Right. Do you call a supermarket when they close? Do
Now
you call the doctor's
Sunday is the
office?
Lord's day. I'm at church. Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Won't He do it? But yeah. So even the day I work on Saturdays, I close it too. The phone goes on Do Not Disturb at 3.
Okay.
Cause
See, I
now
like that.
I'm trying to go to the party, to the
Yes.
cookout,
Yep.
go home and lay down on the couch and watch Netflix because that's my business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what was you gonna say? What was you saying earlier about the booking site?
Like some people, like before we was against it. So when we have a stylist that kind of set it off for the online booking site before the rest of us did, for example, and I would say that we got a lot of her feedback from clients who were angry, upset that they felt like they couldn't get to the stylist. And I would say then I definitely didn't understand then, because I wanted the personal relationship with my client too. However, the online booking website doesn't stop a personal relationship. If anything,
Right.
it sets the time up accordingly so that you can have a personal relationship with us.
I mean, when you get here for your appointment, we gonna spill the tea.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But yeah, I was the very last one to get a booking site because I didn't want one because I was like, I don't want nobody booking appointments while I'm asleep. Like, I literally go to bed at night and I'll look at my schedule and I'm like, oh, there's nobody coming in early. I could sleep a little extra late. So my fear was always somebody's gonna book while I'm asleep, and then I'm not gonna be up, and somebody gonna be like, "Hey, I'm here. I got an appointment. You not here?" And I'd be like, "When did you put that in there? 1 in the morning?"
Mm.
That actually happened to me one time. I have an 8-hour window set up. So like, I guess in my brain, I didn't think people were like up in wee hours of the morning thinking like, you know what? I'm gonna book an appointment right now at 2, 3 a.m. So somebody booked. I had looked and didn't see anything before I went to sleep. And I woke up early. We wake up early in the morning and then it's like, oh, let me go in my phone. And I happened to look at my schedule and somebody booked for 9 a.m. And I'm like, oh, shoot, I have to get up now. So
Right.
I was on time, but I remember saying to them, I was like, y'all almost missed me because I didn't know. She was like, yeah, we booked it kind of late last night. So I always was fearful of that. But then I did an 8-hour window because then I'm like, I don't want to miss out on anything too.
I do a 24-hour window with mine. I feel like the 24-hour window, I could look at the schedule. If there's things that I need to get or something special in the notes, I feel like it gives me the 24 hours to do that, to just make sure I'm prepared with everything that I need to be prepared with when by the time they come.
Right.
And I think that it also just creates
That's a
that,
good point.
yeah,
Because
because
what if
you,
they wanted a color service and you don't have the color?
right. And you need to get it,
I
and
would have
it's,
never thought of that.
so stuff like that. That's what I thought about with that. Like 24 hours, I think that's a good enough time. That's
Right. Also, too, I did tell some people if you look on the booking site and it is kind of last minute, I don't mind you shooting a text because sometimes shoot your shot
me
and you
too.
might get lucky.
Yep.
Because there's times where somebody called and they was like, "Oh, I looked at your schedule and there's nothing," and then I'm sitting there with a half empty day, and there was one time I'm like, "Well, what you doing today?" They was like, "I could come right now," and I'm like, "Girl, come on." So that has happened before.
Yes.
So I'm like, if you don't get something on the booking site, shoot a text, leave a voicemail. Definitely will get back to you. Sometimes you don't luck out, sometimes you do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's hit or miss. So,
Yes, I
but
agree.
always check.
But don't bank on it because
well, you're more busier than I am. Whenever I come in here, there's mad people in here.
yeah, I do be having people. That's why I'm like, don't bank on it. But sometimes if I have enough hands, I'm like, okay, I can put an extra person on. But don't set the expectation so high that you don't go on that booking website and book your appointment, because you will be missing out.
Right. Well, so you got any more phone stories with clients?
No.
Well, we done touched on all of our topics for today with phone etiquette. So the next time y'all go get your hair done, be mindful of your phone.
Be demure.
Is it that serious? No, I'm just playing. Now, if y'all have an emergency, if you got a sick family member at home or your child, whatever, we're not saying that. But if you just shooting the breeze with your girlfriend, talking about, yeah, girl, whatever, put the phone down.
Listening to music on speakerphone, we don't want that for us.
Put your earbuds in, but not at the sink. When you're under the dryer, I encourage you, put your little earphones in at the sink and do you, boo. And keep your head up.
Okay, in every way.
We want the hair to dry. We want the mold to be smooth and dry.
Yes.
Because ain't nothing like a wet mold. Then I got to start blow drying it because you talking about you got to go. That's the other thing.
I was just about to say.
See, sometimes you got to keep talking and it hits you. Y'all don't like the dryer. But then you make yourself have to sit under there longer. But then you be like, but I got to be out in 30 minutes. Boy, if you don't go sit your behind down somewhere. No,
do you ever get the people that be like this on the phone? And I'm like, can I do your hair? Because I'm standing behind you. They back be all the way away. I'm like,
I actually had that. That's in another topic about how people be
we coming back for that. We coming back for that.
We're going to circle back around to that. But, child, put the phone down, stylist. Put the phone down. They don't want to hear about your baby daddy.
Yes.
If your child's school called and you answer the phone, the babies come first. The babies come first. But not Tyrone and them. Tyrone can wait.
Let them send a text message. They can call back.
And first of all, Tyrone know that you at the shop working. What's he calling you?
Tyrone ain't got no job.
And Tyrone calling to talk about where the sandwich meat at. Babe, did you buy some sandwich meat? I can't find it. Bruh. I used to have to tell my ex, look beyond the surface. It's in there. But don't call me at work for that. Oh, my kids now. Can I get my internet back? I told you don't call me at work. So even when they calling and texting, I know it's not an emergency. They don't call though, they text. The kids will text. And I'll be looking at it.
Not the kids knowing and grown people don't know.
But yeah. No, this was good. But we doing this in the front way. We're not trying to get on y'all. We trying to just bring awareness.
Yes. For stylists and clients.
Yeah, because that's bad. But yeah, I do not answer my phone at all. Like I've had people say, oh, you need to get that? No, there's a voice.
Like, no, I'm good. And you got the booking
when you
link.
get under the dryer with your conditioner, then I will. That's what I do too.
Yep.
Because I do it when I can. I'm not going to. I feel like it's rude to talk over a person's head your personal business.
I agree.
So even like My sister will call. Yeah, I can put my watch on speaker and talk through my watch. So depending on who it is, there's times where there's somebody there that I know I could. You can do certain things with certain people,
Right.
and then there's some people that I refuse. So I could put it on speakerphone, and then it's like, okay, you on speakerphone? I'm washing somebody's hair, but yeah, I I don't want to talk about anything over top of somebody's head. You don't need to
Absolutely.
be in my business.
And we spoke about this last time, but sometimes people are turned off by certain things and they won't say anything. So I don't want you using your phone to be a product of me losing my client or vice versa. Or if I'm on the phone, I wouldn't want that to happen. So just be mindful.
And I tried to do the earbud thing, right? And then I was leaning over the sink, and my earbud fell in the sink. So that was the end of that. They didn't break, but I said, "Well, see, I'm getting in the head, and
Yeah.
because my head was tipped, it fell in the sink." Then I had people I'm shampooing, and like I feel like automatic. People lay back. It's like, oh, let me take my earbuds off. Some people would like leave it in because they're like still talking or listening to something, and I'm like, so I had to say something. I'm like, because I'm not paying for your earbuds.
Right.
I don't want to get your earbuds wet. You need to take these out. Yeah. I'm not
Yeah.
paying for y'all earbuds either.
No, we ain't doing that.
I'm gonna make y'all sign a waiver.
That's right.
Oh no. So yeah. Well, on that note,
This was great.
this was so great. We got our little sippy sip. And we will be back with y'all with episode 4. I don't know what the topic is yet, but it's gonna be good.
Just make sure y'all check us out for it.
Right. So we will see y'all next week. Y'all have a wonderful week. And thank you for joining us at Evanescence Hair Salon Presents The Sweet Tea.